Finally, I got around to watching Makosanyangu, and wacha niwaambie guys, hii movie ni kali. Like, I watched the film and at the end of it I felt like my money was well spent. Ilikuwa enjoyable, which is something that is very rare nowadays with Kenyan movies. So, I want us to take a look at Makosanyangu. Tuangalia ni nini ina work na ni nini hai work. And tutaiangalia from 4 perspectives. Story, themes, which ni vitu inaongelea, directing, na my favorite sequence. Obviously, I'm going to be telling you all about that at the end of the episode. So without wasting time, wacha tuangalia Makosanyangu. Disclaimer, nitapeana a lot of spoilers, so kauja watch film, enda www.Philit.tv, watch film. Ni tuchwani pekee, it's $250. But mi nilienjoy movie sana hadi nililipa punch. So first of all, Makosanyangu iko based of real life events, like ni story ya mtu. Which ni crazy that hizi vitu you happen in this country, this day and age. So the story iko written and adapted by Abel Motua, MKURUGENZI, and produced by Philit Production. Na vile mi judge movie, first and foremost, ni whether I enjoyed it. A lot of people out here watakuambia, oh, the plot, the characters, blah blah blah. Like, the normal audience doesn't really care about that. They want to buy a film so that they can enjoy it. Like, that's the whole point of buying a film, sindio? So that being said, manze enjoyability ya hii film, out of 10, naipea like a solid 8, manze. Like, it's a really enjoyable movie. This is not me understating it. Story ni fiti sana. Everything iko cohesive. Like, one thing leads to another. Like, sika vile wase tell story, alafu tena mtu anaanza kukuambia story ya vile alienda kwa duka. Alafu tena all of a sudden ameanza kukuambia vile babake na mamake waliachana. Like, with hii movie, 1 + 1 ni 2. Like, hakuna a lot of, hautapotea in between. Which is something nili love in terms of vile imeandikwa. So the story ni about dem fulani anaitwa Nafisa. Wanaishi Ocha and ni maskini hohehahe. So siku moja ana lose job. She has to find another job. So ana call best yake mwenye ako Nairobi hook up. Alafu tena best yake na hook up with the, I don't know how to say it, but like best yake job ana hook up nayo ni like in a massage parlor, but it's not really a massage parlor, like it's a massage parlor. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, it's more on the perverted side of Nairobi. So anatry kudo hiyo job but hawezi. Obviously hajachanuka hiyo design. So that's when she meets up with Saint, who's a billionaire who works in the aviation industry. From there they fall in love, but as you later learn, Saint is a psycho. And sasa hii ni story ya Nafisa akijaribu kusurvive this abusive relationship. So our main character, Nafisa, akiwa Ocha, manzi ako na job flani ya bar. And let me tell you guys, one of my favorite characters kwa hii movie ni mamake. Juu mamake, excuse me for using this word, but mamake ni scumbag. Like, she's an absolute scumbag. Kuna vitu anasema kwa hii movie hadi mimi mwenyewe nabaki tu naisha tu. Kama kuna time manzi ana lose your job ya bar, and let me show you what her mom tells her. Na yeye ndio kiwete. Anyway, kuna a lot of lines na characters utapata nao kwa hii movie and they will catch you off guard. Like, completely off guard. Ka kuna umse wa golden shower.
But you can receive a golden shower without oils.
I'm not about to explain what a golden shower is. Ka ujui manze, go and Google it. I'm not trying to get demonetized.
Kabla nikuja hapa, 2 liters of water, so full tank.
I also like that vitu zina vary. You'll get the funny bits za hii movie, obviously, because it's written by MKURUGENZI.
Umefungua kazi mapema sana. Una compete na watu wa gazeti.
Alafu tena there are parts where movie inakuacha breathe.
You can still enjoy it with your mouth closed.
You scared me.
Alafu tena kuna parts ziko so tense na zina tackle GBV, which is the main theme that hii movie inaongelea. So kuna hizo like movie iko na rhythm and pacing and iko really well done. The reason naipea 8 out of 10 na si 10 out of 10 kwa story ni cause I felt kuna scenes zingine the movie could have done without. Like kuna hii scene yenye Nafisa anaenda kuona mama ya Saint, and mama ya Saint anamwambia the reason why Saint is so abusive. I felt your sequence ili really drag the movie down, plus it's all exposition. We could have really done without. We already know Saint is an abusive man. We don't really need to know the why. Hey movie, like I said, the main theme ni GBV, which is a very serious issue in our country at the moment. Not just men to women, but pia the vice versa. So vile our main character Nafisa anapatana na boy wetu Saint, who's a millionaire, I'm not sure. Let me just point out one thing before you go on. Like the performance that Tokodi gives kwa hii film, manzeni, hiyo ndio kitu tuna expect yani. Like the performance iko absolute. Yo, like props to Pascal. So anyway, when Nafisa anapatana na Saint, who's a billionaire, and ni dem ametoka Ocha, plus ametoka kusurvive golden shower to being a prostitute, like vile wanapatana saa Tokodi anamuonye, rather Saint anamuonyesha soft life mbaya, like she's having the best time in Nairobi. Na sasa hapo ndio anaanza kumuonyesha his true colors. Kama kuna hii sequence fulani where Saint anaenda kumintroduce to his mom, and yo, that's actually one of my favorite scenes because ili ni catch off guard. It's such a nice switch up that ataka ulikuwa kwa simu ukiwatch movie, like ina drag your attention back into the film. Wacha niwaonyeshe hiyo sequence kidogo.
Oh, it smells nice. I can't pick.
I love already.
Mama! Mama! Mama!
I'm coming.
Harakisha, nasikia njaa.
Hey,
What?
you've not washed your hands.
I've only touched you. Mama, you're dirty.
Oh. And this must be the lovely Nafisa. Come
Nice
here.
to meet you.
Oh, darling. Darling, how are you?
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Hi.
My God. You are so pretty.
Thank you so much. You are as well.
Oh, bless you. You must be starving. Huh?
Apparently not. Mom, why would you add ho-hos inside the food?
You can skip that. Huh? And pick from the rest of the food. I'm sure Nafisa here doesn't mind them.
Well, I love them.
Mom, but you know how I feel about them, so why would you add them?
I said, leave them. Leave them for the people who don't mind them. What's the deal?
Shut the fuck up.
Babe.
This is the kind of disrespect that Dad hated from you.
Say.
Don't saint me, Mom. What is wrong with following fucking instructions that I gave you? No fucking ho-hos in the food.
Baby, overreact.
No, I'm not overreacting. She knows what she's doing. She's doing all this to spite me. Why?
Shall we eat?
Yeah, sure.
Saint.
Fuck you, Mom. Fuck you and your food. What is this? What is this? Huh? Nini? Nini? Should have buried you instead of burying Dad. Actually, we should have buried you instead of burying Dad, because now you'll just die here, alone, sad, miserable, you and your old furniture. No one gives a flying fuck about you, Mom. No one. And as soon as you realize that, the better for you. Eh? Twende. Twende! Mom, here. I hope you die soon. Bitch. Twende. Now, wait. Eat. Pull up. Pull up.
From from hapo things just go downhill, not just for the mom but for Nafisa too, in this relationship that she is in with Saint. So inakuwa this pattern of being abused, alafu tena grand apology, being abused, grand apology, which is actually a psychological pattern that happens with most of this relationship. The film does a really good job to depict your power dynamic between Saint, who's a billionaire, and Nafisa, who's dem ametoka Ocha na hana anywhere to go. So she's really dependent on Saint, both financially na emotionally. And the film does justice kutakolio theme ya GBV. So hapo solid 8 out of 10. Directors nao walikuwa wanajua kitu wanafanya. The film iko directed by MKURUGENZI na Flex, which by the way ni movie ya kwanza ya Flex kudirect. So even as part of the demographic of like younger directors in the industry, ni fiti sana kuona like Phil Karanja, Abel Motua and the entire like Philit Production fraternity wakipea younger creatives a chance to express themselves creatively, especially at this quality and at this level. Ni kumaanisha ni the next generation of directors wenye wanakam, yani tunapeleka hii industry mbali. Though niko na swali to Flex na MKURUGENZI. Unajua as a director pia mimi lazima nikwe, I have to keep an eye out as a filmmaker. Niko na maswali mbili. Question number 1, why doesn't Nafisa fight back? Because the movie starts anapiga mwanaume, alafu tena later on tunaona akipiga ule msee wa golden shower, alafu tena later on in the movie tunaona akipiga ule dem mwenye huku ana sleep around with Saint at your time kwa nyumba yake, which technically means Nafisa anajua kupigana, but when Saint anamrape, anamchapa and anamhold captive kwa nyumba, we don't really get to see her defend herself, which means, don't you think that goes against the principle of the character of Nafisa, which is that hako willing to compromise on anything ama ku take shit from anyone, especially after kulecture mamake about vile budake alikuwa anampiga wakiwa wadogo, like she grew up witnessing domestic violence. It kind of goes against her character that she would be in the same situation, know how to fight, alafu tena not do anything about it. That's question number 1. Question number 2. Mamake. As a character, she doesn't really grow as a person. Like, there's this theory in film by I'm trying to remember the name. Todorov's narrative theory. So it states that in film, in narrative, you either start from a state of equilibrium, alafu tena disruption, alafu tena a new equilibrium, right? Like, which means in movies unawatchingi msee akiwa in their normal life, kitu ina happen, ina disrupt your life, alafu tena ana go through something, alafu tena from hiyo kitu ana learn, alafu tena there is a new state of equilibrium. If you had to take that theory and apply it to her mom as a character, it means that her equilibrium state is that she's poor, she's money hungry, and she just wishes Nafisa would get a job ndio waishi hiyo soft life. That is a state of equilibrium. Hapo ndio tunampata akiwa. The disruption that happens ni that Nafisa will get dough. So anaanza kumpea hiyo soft life. Anaanza kuishi maisha poa. But then from hapo hakuna kitu ya learn from hii experience yote. Like there's no new state of equilibrium. To the level where she's not willing to change, to the level where she's willing to sell her youngest daughter, who's in high school. Her youngest daughter is Nafisa's younger sister. She's willing to sell her daughter to Saint so that she can continue living that life. Like, I feel that's a loophole mlifungua and then didn't really tie it up in the end. I don't know, like, I'd love to hear your response as the directors in terms of like her character and why you chose to not really finish it in the end. I'd love to hear your opinion. My favorite sequence manze ni ending. As in, sitaki kuwapea spoilers, but kuna kitu at the end of the movie you guys chose to do juxtaposed to what really happened in real life. Remember I told you this movie is based off real life events, like ni story ya mtu waliichukua wakaandika. There's something you guys chose to do and Yani ka si vile mlifanya hapo mwisho, hii movie ningekuwa na rate ka like a 4. But the ending was absolute. Yani ilikuwa na catharsis poa. Hata siwezi complain. Like, that was actually my favorite sequence. All in all, out of 10, Makosanyangu manze, I enjoyed the film. Yani bila hata kujaribu kuiangalia from a filmmaker's point of view. Because unajua, as a filmmaker, as you're watching a film, you can't help but critique a film. Like with this film, nili watch, and I actually loved the narrative. So, out of 10, Makosanyangu, manze, a solid 8 out of 10. Ni fiti sana. Like, I would highly recommend. Kama uja watch the movie, enda www.philittv.com. Manze ni tuchwani. Mili ni bamba so much that nikabayadi ikiwa 500. Like, the movie is that good. And being like Kenyan production, it really goes to show you that after inaitwaje click click bang, you guys just stepped it up, mkaipiga ingine ikakuwa safi, and you guys keep doing what you're doing. Mna improve movie after movie after movie. And yeah, for any person mwenye hajai watch, enda we watch. And I'm not just saying that enda we watch juu ni Kenyan. Ni movie poa. Like hata ni movie poa tu. Hiyo hata siwezi kuficha, ni movie poa. Enda we watch.